you can make $1,400 every day online using Facebook with this lazy method to earning money online. Now, that's a pretty loaded statement, so let's unpack this and jump into this. You can see right here I have a bot running. We're going to talk more about that. It is cranking away, helping us to earn money as part of the process. But before we jump into this, I just want to say, if you like this video, if you could leave me a yes in the comments down below right now, just because one, it helps with the algorithm on YouTube, but I really want to understand if you actually like this sort of content so I can make more of it, because I have a lot of ideas that can help you. And I'm going to answer some common questions today that people give me. And if those are questions that are valuable for you, leave me a yes. All right, so let's talk about this. How would you actually earn $1,400 a day online with Facebook and do it in a fairly lazy way? Now, don't get me wrong, this is going to take some work. You have to actually do something, but we're going to use automation, white labeling, and bots to do a lot of the work for us. That's why it's a lazy method. So can we actually earn $1,400 a day? Well, you can. You might not want to work that hard. You might not need that much, but let me show you. So this is Stripe. This is the past 4 weeks, and let me just refresh it here so you can see. That'll take just a second. And with Stripe, we can see all the payments over the past 4 weeks. So we can see succeeded $4,168.50. Too many numbers. All right, let's pop open a calculator and let's divide this out. So 41,968.5 divided by 4 weeks, so 28 days. That is $1,498 per day. Now, I said you could make 1,400. I kind of rounded up, right? So we can make 1,490. So this is a few cents shy of 1,500, but we're going to call it 1,400, round down, right? Better safe than sorry. Now, if we want to blow this out, though, even if it's at 1,400, well, too much. 1,400 is, say there's 30 days in a month on average. You're looking at $42,000 a month times 12 months is $504,000 a year. So $500,000 a year. Now, obviously that's going to take some work and you're going to have to like be consistent and that sort of stuff. You can do less than that, right? You don't have to earn $500,000 a year. Maybe you want to earn $50,000 a year, or $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000, right? The more money you earn, the more it's going to take in the Department of Work, right? The more time, the more work it's going to take to earn more money to a point, right? So maybe you don't want to work quite that hard, but the point is it's available. You can do it. And I'm going to show you how. So let's talk about the overview here first here. And the biggest questions I get is two really common things is people say, I can't get customers. Like they don't know how to get customers. They don't know how to get leads. How do I get leads? How do I get customers? Because obviously you have to have something to sell, which is the second question. I don't know what to sell, right? If you have your own products and services, you already have this sorted. If you don't have your own products and services, then you need to sell something to make money, because this isn't a job. When you have a job, you go, you do what they tell you, you get a paycheck, right? This is sell something, get paid, right? So we have to sell something. So what do I sell? Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to sell a product around Facebook, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a very lazy way, because you don't really have to do the work on delivering it. Someone else is going to do that for you. As far as how do I get customers, that's probably like the biggest business challenge for any business on the planet. And most businesses go down the avenue of buying ads, right? So maybe it's a billboard, or maybe it's Facebook ads or Google ads or YouTube ads, or it's something on the radio or something on TV, right? Or whatever, right? So you can of course buy ads. That is risky isn't the right word. If you do it well, you can make money at it, but it can be risky, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because you can spend a lot of money and not get anything back. Also, it takes time and you have to have money to spend up front. So if you're going to spend $30,000 a month on ads, then you've got to have that money up front. And so a lot of people just don't like to go that way. Even people that I know that have spent tens of millions of dollars on Facebook ads are now going more after organic stuff, because it just has a higher rate of return. It's just better because Facebook and all the other ad platforms are now so hard, and various reasons, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they make more money by going after organic and non-Facebook ads, and so that's what we're going to talk about. But we're going to use bots and automation to make it go. So the overview is basically we're going to sell some stuff. We're going to get leads in the first place, right? So we got to get some leads, turn those into sales, right? Or customers. And then obviously if it's a customer, they have had to purchase something, and that is going to be a Facebook product, right? I'll explain that in a minute. All right, so let's dive in now that we kind of have our overview. Part one is obviously get the leads. So we're gonna get the leads by utilizing some high-speed lists, and this is otherwise known as, I call it contact form marketing. It maybe doesn't have an official name, but the point here is we're utilizing this bot that you can see running here. It's GSA Website Contact, and it is directly outreaching to businesses and offering them something. So you can see since we started this video, we have reached out to successfully 5,700 and counting businesses, and it'll shortly be 5,800. We're cranking towards 6,000. So first of all, you can pick up the phone and call 6,000 businesses, right? You could write an email and just email it out to 6,000 businesses and send it by hand. I'm not talking about cold email, I'm talking about doing it yourself. This is utilizing contact forms, and we've crossed 6,000 here. And a contact form is just if I want to go to sell a business, for example, let's say, let me bring this down so we can get that out of the way. I don't know, if I want to sell to dentists, right? Dentists, Detroit, Michigan, right? I'm in Detroit, we'll use that. It doesn't really matter, same concept anywhere. And then let's go find an actual, I don't want a directory of dentists. I want I don't want Yellow Pages, for example. I'm looking for an actual dentist here. So, wow, these are all associations. Oh, Campbell Dental. All right, great. Let's try them. So they have a way to contact them. Let's go here. And looks like they have a phone number. You can visit them in person, or you can fill out a form here and send us a message. This is what it's doing. And so look, right, we're only a few minutes into this video. I realize that there is some steps here, right? I said it's a lazy way, and it is, but there's going to be some setup, of course. So I don't want you to feel lost, okay? I do want you to know that there is an entire course that actually launches this Friday. It's even going to have 6 weeks of live Zoom classes where I'll answer questions and help you through the process, right? So I'll put the link in the description down below, but the whole thing is going to be here, and I'm going to give you the videos to walk you through all of this step by step, along with more options to make money and other strategies on top of this and other tools and resources. And then there's 6 weeks of boot camps on Fridays where I'm going to get on the call and talk to you and answer your questions and that sort of stuff too, right? So don't feel lost. Hang with me through this video, and then you can jump over and join the class for the link in the description down below. But let's finish up here on the actual form we're talking about. I can fill out a form here, a name. I'm going to use a fake name, but mark@gmail.com, right? We're just faking this number, right? Buy my stuff, right? Link or reply. Thanks, Mark. Now I can submit this, and they're going to get this as like an email, right? So it's a way to basically send them an email, but I don't have to worry about all the stress of cold email. If you've ever done that, it's really hard to get your messages delivered. This is going to be sent from this website directly, and so people tend to open their contact form messages at a much higher rate. So you get a higher open rate, and you get a higher engagement rate, and you get more customers, make more money. Pretty simple. Now I did that, and we talked about that. We found the website. You could go to Google, do the search like I did, find their website, find their contact form, and fill in all of that stuff. While we did that and talked about it, we went from 6,000 successfully sent to 7,400. So this program submitted 1,400 of those messages while we did 1. So obviously that's massive. While we were just talking on a video, it contacted 1,400 businesses and offered to sell them something, right? Which is crazy. Now, the next crazy thing is that this will just run, right? So it just runs all day. So it runs while you are getting ready to go in the morning. It runs while you're taking your kids to school, if you have kids that go to school or whatever. It runs while you're eating lunch. It runs while you're doing whatever you're doing. It runs while you're washing the laundry. It runs while you're sleeping. It runs while you're driving. It just runs, right? So it's nonstop. If you wanted to go and do this, but no one wants to sit around and do this all day long, right? No one wants to sit around and do this all by hand. So let's have a better look here. So let's do this, and then let's dig a little bit deeper into this. If I can utilize a bot to get leads, right? 7,000 businesses directly outreaching with automation, then I don't have to do it. I don't have to do it by hand. I don't have to buy ads. I don't have to do anything. I just have a bot that's doing the equivalent of Facebook ads for me. So that allows me to get leads. Now, they're just going to reply, right? And so let me show you here. If I go to Google, let me pull this up. And this is just a Gmail account. You can see lots of auto replies in here. When you send out the messages, you're going to get a lot of auto replies. So you just use, like a whatever Gmail account. If we go here and look at this footprint, I'm just going to pop this in here. This is pretty basic. Basically, we're looking at the important folder, and then, if the subject, and it doesn't really matter here. I can give you this sort of thing, but the point is it's helping us filter through 35,000 emails to get to, a handful of really good ones. So at the moment here sets 97 leads, and not all of these are leads, but the point is this has just been recently started. And so basically you see, here's people saying yes. You see the yeses, and this sort of thing, right? And some people are, they're not going to respond and that sort of stuff in a positive way. They're going to say no or whatever. And then, of course, you're going to have those skeptical people who's going to say that you're a fraud or whatever, right? That's kind of with anything. If you reach out to enough businesses, then someone's going to tell you no, right? Or no, they don't believe you, right? They don't trust you. And that's the thing. That's the big thing. It's not really just as simple as saying, hey, buy my product. Here's a great product, buy it, right? We're not Walmart. People that come into Walmart, or a department store or grocery store, they kind of have something in mind and they just, they shop and they pick it up. But that's because there's some trust that's done, because you can go find a lot of bad products out there. So people, they need to trust you. And what's going to happen is you send them a message like, say, hey, are you interested in this, the Facebook product? We'll talk about that in a second. They say, yeah, that'd be interesting. And they come back and then they say yes, right, whatever. Maybe you say that there's a problem with their Facebook, and then they come back and say, hey, yeah, what kind of problems did you find, right? So now we would take here and then we reply to this person and we engage them and say, well, here's the problem. We see that you have a Facebook page, but you are not posting on Facebook. And so therefore you're missing out tons of customers, right? We just obviously type this out. You could use ChatGPT to write up a nice message for you as a template. That's not really the point of this video. The point is now we're going to engage them. Like, your Facebook is losing you money. Would you like me to tell you how you can make more money with Facebook, right? Right. And then you send it, right? That wouldn't be the exact words that you'd say necessarily, but you could. We're trying to engage them around Facebook. And the messaging here isn't really the important thing. It's just a function. You could do this with really any product or any service. It doesn't have to be this Facebook product. If you have your own products or services, you get the lead, you get them to email you back, and then you email them back. And so as you start to engage them, that builds the trust, right? And so now they begin to trust you. And so you can even offer to fix something for free if there's something broken on their Facebook page, for example, fix something or add some information, that sort of stuff. Or maybe they don't even have Facebook and you're like, listen, I'll set up a Facebook account for you for free, right? So you offer to do that for them. Then you turn around and say, once they've done that, you've helped them and now they really trust you. And so now you turn around and say, hey, listen, I can really help you with your Facebook marketing, right? Everybody knows that they need a Facebook page. Businesses are pretty sold on that already. Some of them, probably a lot of them, don't even know why, but they know they need one. So they have them. If you scan tons of websites, they know that they need Facebook, and so they have a Facebook page. But what are they doing with them? If you look at some businesses' sites, they're doing great, right? They're posting and that sort of stuff. The majority of them, they make the Facebook page, and they make a couple posts, maybe, and that's it, right? And maybe that was 4 years ago and they haven't touched it. So they're losing out on all that opportunity. So how are you going to do that? Well, basically, we're going to make posts for them with pictures and content and that sort of stuff, right? Which sounds like a lot of work. I'll tell you the lazy way in a minute. You can do that, and you can say, all right, for $700 a month, I will make Facebook posts. I'll put pictures on there. I'll schedule them out for you, and you can begin to get engagement from your Facebook page, which will drive you more customers. And you don't have to buy Facebook ads or any of that. All we're going to do is we're going to use Facebook's free platform and do it. Right? You've helped them out. You fixed something. You created their Facebook account, something, or you just talked to them and gained their trust. And they say, all right, well, let's give it a shot. For $700, what do I get? Well, you can go and you can do all this stuff. And if you want to, or you have an agency that does it, great. Otherwise, let's be smarter, not harder, right? I'm not telling you that this is going to be zero work, but the point here is that I'm a big fan of smarter, not harder, right? It just really is valuable. Now, let me see if I can find the right window. So here we go. Okay, so you can do what's called white labeling. So this is white label social media management. I literally went to Google and picked the site. There are tons of them that come up if you just do white label social media management, right? Like, the list is forever long. Okay, there's even ones that'll give you like the 10 best social media management white labeling sites, blah blah blah, and then tons of ads. So I picked one. Right? What do? They help you grow your audience, or your client's audience in this case, and they're going to write posts for you. So they'll write the posts and they'll schedule them. They'll create captions and hashtags. They'll make great quality visuals for you. They're going to give you revisions if you need revisions. They're going to work with you. And so with a white label, basically, it's like it's your company, but it's not your company, right? So you don't have to figure all this out. You can just be the person who runs the bot, gets the lead, sends them some emails, gets them to pay the money, and then this company, Scroll Company, I guess it's called. What is it? Scrollco, okay? They are going to do it. And they do tons of other stuff too, right? So we'll talk about that in a second. the upsell is really valuable. But if we look at the pricing, see, they charge a starter, which is like $10 a month. They charge $350 a month, right? So they would charge you $350. You turn around and your client $700 a month, right? And so you're basically collecting $700 a month, half of it to this company. They're going to make the posts for you, for your client, and then you're going to get to keep the difference. So you really only have to use the bots to get the lead, email the people back, right? We're using the bots, we're getting the leads, we're emailing back, and then once we have them as a customer, then we're turning around and charging them $700 a month, right? So if it's 700, we get a keep 350 or 351, I guess. So if we wanted to make $1,400 a day with just this, then there's an easier way to do this, and I'll tell you that last upgrade here. But if we want to make $1,400 a day divided by 351, we need 3.98 customers. So 4 customers, right? So we need 4 clients times 30 days in a month is 120. So we need basically 120 customers. So if we contacted millions of businesses and we sold 120 customers a package at $700 a month, we're collecting, I guess that's, let's see, we're collecting 700 times $120 or 120 customers a month, collecting $84,000 a month, and we're going to give roughly half of that to this company to do all the work, and we're going to keep the other half, which translates to, well, 84,000 divided by 2. We get to keep $42,000 a month, which is $1,400 a day. Every single month, it's a reoccurring monthly thing, and we're not doing any of the work. Like, that seems pretty lazy to me. All we did was we let a bot contact the business for us in the first place, right? So we had a bot utilizing a high-speed list that's going to contact and reach out to the business for us. We're using a white label service we're using Gmail, I guess, to respond to them. That's important. Then once they say yes, and probably you're going to want to get on the phone with them, you can get people to buy $700 a month without getting on the phone with them, but you're probably going to want to make a phone call, and they say yes, and some will say no, right? So that's okay. But we have millions of people we can contact, right? Tens of millions of people, actually, businesses. So you only need 120 of them to say yes. That's $700, and that's not that expensive for business. And then you're going to keep the difference, and you're going to make $1,400 a day or $42,000 a month or $500,000 a year. You don't want to make that much money. You don't want to work that hard. Fine. Make $100,000 a year if you want. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter, right? So we can sell them more, though. We can upsell them once we have them in this package. This company does web design, e-commerce stuff, graphic design. They do WordPress stuff. If the customer has a WordPress site, they'll do SEO, and they'll do other marketing elements. So you can sell all this stuff to the customer too, because once you have that customer that says yes at $700 a month, you're going to go to the next thing and be like, well, did you need to actually build a real website? And, maybe, I haven't really looked through these things, but build a 10-page website, just double the prices on everything. Whatever this company charges, just double the price, right? Or it doesn't even have to be double. Some things you can make a higher margin. You could even triple. Some things you're only going to make you might want to go 20% or 25%. But the point is especially once you have that initial customer, you're just selling them more stuff, and this company's fulfilling everything. So you could literally sell as much as you want because this company's going to make it. And if this company doesn't make it, then go Google for some other ones. And if you find another product, you already have your customer. You just offer it. Call them up. Hey, listen, would you also like to have a website design? Would you like to do some SEO? Yeah, I've been thinking about some SEO. All right. Well, how much is that? It's $900 a month for SEO. Fine. And then you find a company that does SEO for $450 a month. Keep the difference. You could go past $1,400 a day, or maybe you don't even have to get 120 customers, right? If you don't want your 120 customers, just get 30 customers and have them wind up paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month by selling them different things. There's 18 ways to do this, right? So there's a few steps here. Don't get me wrong. There's some more things to fill in the blank here, like how do I run the bots, right? So obviously you need to know how to run it, how to set it up. There's a little bit more strategy here. What do I say to the customer? How do I, maybe you want to hook this up to High Level or Kartra or something like that. So there's some other elements here. I can't give you all of that in one YouTube video because it's a short YouTube video, right? You're going to have to do some work, right? This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You got to do some work. It's a lazy way because you don't have to fulfill the product, but there's going to be some setup, right? You got to set this up. You got to set up the bots. You got to run the bots. You got to, get some customers at the first, send some emails, make a few phone calls. But once you have the customers, then it's, the fulfillment is probably like the most time involvement, and they're going to do that for you. But there is an entire actually course that I have coming out here. It actually launches here in 5 days, and you can jump over. And there's another video here that you can watch. I'll put the link for this down in the description, but you can jump into the course and we're going to give you everything, right? So it's a whole list of videos on how to do this. Plus, then we're going to have there's 6 weeks of interactive boot camp. What does that mean? That means every Friday for the next 6 weeks, starting this Friday, actually, I'm going to get on a live Zoom call and you can ask questions and then check in and see what's going on. So what does that mean? That means first, you get a bunch of videos, right? That's going to tell you how to set up the bot, how to run the bot, and that sort of stuff. But you're probably going to have some questions, which is normal because, like I said, there's some setup work to be done here. And different people will have a question in different spots. And so we'll have the Zoom call. You can jump on the Zoom call. You can ask your question. I'll answer the question. I'll show you how to do it. If it's something you need to see how to do or an obstacle to overcome, we'll talk about it. We'll have a strategy, and then away you go. And the next week I'm there. So for 6 weeks, we'll be live. There'll be other people in there. You can hear their questions and see how they're doing. You also get a chance to say, you know what, it's working for me. I've got 3 customers so far, but I really need to work on scaling up. You know, I've got some people interested. I just got to work this out. And other people will come on and say what they're doing. And what I found is, as we've done these in the past, it's really helpful to hear, well, it's working for this person, it's not working for this person, it's working for this person, or the struggles we are like, you know, I've had a rough week, right? I was tired, my kids were sick, I was sick, you know, things at my day job didn't go that well because maybe you're trying to break out of your day job, you know, whatever happened, right? But I did it anyways. And it's encouraging to hear from other people how they're overcoming their obstacles and that we're all humans and we're all in this together. So jump over to the description down below. The price is going to go up after the launch. So for the next 5 days, you have an opportunity to grab it, get into the live classes, get the videos. And then over the 6-week period, I'm going to be adding more and more videos to the list, offering you more resources covering the things that I've mentioned in this video, like if you want to use a CRM like High Level or Kartra, or you want to, you know, build landing pages and then be able to send emails, or if you just want to just email them with Gmail, how to set up the bots, the whole 9 yards, it's all there. And so jump over to the class, sign up for that. I will see you in the live Zoom call this Friday. And until then, happy earning. You can have even more, and it's easy. There's a subscribe button down below. Find it now and click it right now. And after you click subscribe, click the bell right next to it. And now, here's a couple other videos that YouTube thinks is best for you.